We wondered what Jamie Oliver would make of this, so I grabbed a hard hat and snuck into the camp with a secret camera.
So basically the big sort of main thoroughfare that separates the accommodation from the toilets is just all deep, thick mud, and they say urine and shit from the toilets. And actually the areas around the toilets are the wettest, muddiest and smelliest areas, so I'd say they're telling the truth.
There was so much sewage blocking so many of the walkways that workers had actually set up a network of stepping stones to get back to their accommodation. The areas between the toilet blocks were the most disgusting. There was no doubt this is where the problem was coming from.
I don't know if the water works, but they can't flush it away after they've used the toilet. Now the tap's broken, so you can't flush. Every single one is full of just piles of raw feces. Some of them have got taps. Let me see if the tap is from the... I actually had to walk out of the toilet because I was retching so badly. Some of them have got a little bit of water dripping from the taps, but you turn the tap and no extra water comes out. So there's not enough water to flush it away.
Arabtech said it did not accept that there were unsanitary conditions at any of its camp's toilets. It blamed the workers, saying despite training,
standards of cleanliness and hygiene are not up to your or our standards.
And that the toilet block I filmed in may have been a block that was meant to be closed. Arabtech said it rendered the block unusable by removing taps, but the workers broke in and used it despite the lack of working facilities.
See if the shower's working.
But when I was in the camp, there was no sign of a break-in, and all the toilets I saw were the same. And Panorama has obtained documents which confirm the toilets are not cleaned properly. A day before I'd filmed in the camp toilets in January, the Dubai authorities warned Arabtech about the problem. Another report reveals that in December, almost a full month before my visit, the Dubai authorities described the sewage situation as critical. The company were fined 10,000 dirhams, about £2,000, for allowing sewage to overflow into workers' accommodation. Arabtech now says it's concerned about the situation, and despite originally blaming problems on a nearby sewage plant, admitted sewage in the camp was a constant problem it was battling to resolve. The company added that the camp was a temporary one, and all workers will be moved out in 8 months. Being a chef, we thought Jamie Oliver would be interested in the camp kitchens.
40 or 50 hobs, filthy walls, filthy hobs, filthy floors, just dirt on the floor. I don't think Jamie's Ministry of Food would approve.
Arabtech blamed the workers' standards of hygiene and cleanliness for the conditions of the kitchens. These men say they work upwards of 60 hours a week. Their working day starts before dawn, when they get up and get ready for work.
It's not even 5 AM and there are hundreds of workers coming out of the camp. I'm waiting for the Arabtech buses to take them to work, where they're going to do a shift for less money than we would spend on breakfast.
When we filmed the workers, they were on site by 6 AM and ready to start work. By the time they knock off, it's nearly dark. They once again board the buses to be ferried back to their labour camp. Then they have to cook. Not that it's much to look forward to. For 6 days a week, it's a relentless cycle. All for £153 a month. Not much more than a £5 a day. Arabtech say the men choose their own diet. The wage levels are the Dubai norm, and the basic working week is 48 hours. Overtime, they state, is paid for any hours over that.
We have to cook here, but in our country we used to work in the field, and coming home from work we found food ready. There was no problem. But here, everywhere we have problems. If we earned good money, we wouldn't mind finding this problem.
Leisure Corp told Panorama.
Leisure Corp has contractual guidelines in place with sub-developers to govern the construction of properties on purchased land, and expects contractors to conform to all Ministry of Labour laws. Although Leisure Corp does not own the land in which Arabtech is employed as a contractor and has no contractual relationship with Arabtech for these works, it is concerned by the complaints raised and has been assured by the landowner that these complaints are being thoroughly investigated.
So do you think there's a chance things could improve for you here?
We have no hope for the future. We are helpless.
But they did have a message for Jamie Oliver. And this celebrity, he cares about chickens and the way chickens are raised on a farm. What would you say to him if he was here, to tell him about your life here as a labourer?
We will ask him to improve our circumstances so that we can remain healthy. The way we are living now, we will soon become ill in this filthy environment.
That may be too much to hope for, but Jamie Oliver's people told Panorama that they did care about the issue.
Jamie and his team have been disturbed by the claims made by Panorama. When we started work with our partner in Dubai, we were informed of their strict contractual guidelines, which are in place with sub-developers to protect the rights of migrant workers and provide for good living and working conditions. While we are satisfied that the subcontractors employed directly by our partner to work on Jamie Oliver projects meet the regulatory requirements and are fair, we have been given further assurances that the claims made by employees working on a sub-developer's project will be investigated.
We were told Jamie Oliver wanted to come up with a more accurate wording for his partnership with the Jumeirah Gulf Estates. In the meantime, his name has disappeared from the list of ambassadors on its website.
Ben Anderson in Dubai. Some of those workers will be heading home because of the recession, with debts unpaid. A poor return for such a hard life. There's more, including a film about how workers are recruited in Bangladesh, if you go online now.
We'll be back on Thursday evening.